Good evening. Surprise, I'm streaming again. I have a free Friday night, and I just bought a bunch of games in the autumn Steam sale, and one of them was Slay the Princess, and I've been very excited to play this game ever since I heard about it quite a while ago. I just never had a computer to run it, and I did not have Steam. So now we have the game, and that is what we're going to be playing tonight, is Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut. I don't know what differs that from like the normal Slay the Princess, but I guess we're gonna find out together. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the music for right now. Ooh, you can hear that the ambient audio in the background. And we're gonna go ahead and switch right on over. I did skip past the content warning. This game's been out for a while, so I'm pretty sure everybody knows what it's about. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings, there are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. Oh, she looks so sad, but I know she's evil. Okay, ooh, what accessibility do we have? Oh, that's cool. Cool. Text sizing. I like looking at the accessibility features because it makes me happy when we see accessible video games, because not everybody has the same playability. Make sure we are clicked in English. Preferences. I'm gonna assume that okay, actually I'm gonna turn the music volume down just a little bit. And maybe my sound volume down. We're gonna hope that my headphones don't short out, because I love these headphones. I've had them for several years, and I have formed an emotional attachment to them, and they go everywhere with me, which means that they are also slowly dying, and it makes my heart sad, but that's what we're using tonight, and I have a pair of earbuds on standby, so if my sound goes out, hopefully I will be able to get that back up and running pretty quickly. We're gonna mess with the music just a second more, because I can tell it's probably gonna get a little bit loud. Why are you not? There we go. Okay. Sound volume, voice volume. Alright. And we're gonna start. Oh, yeah, I should probably look at the controls first. I'm kidding. Not starting yet. Okay. Advanced dialogue. Alright, now we're starting a new game. The Hero and the Princess, Chapter 1.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, explore. The end of the world? What are you talking about? You considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up. See, that's what I'm saying. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, yeah. Can someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing it. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Okay, I like that one. Do I get some kind of reward? Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet! I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution! Oh, that's great. Okay. The end of the world, what are you talking about? This is kind of what I'm leaning towards. I like this because I know the premise of this game, but I'm curious.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Whatever you say.
Before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that.
That's kind of sad.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Okay, let's go with this
Of
one.
course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
You don't know that. Maybe this person does.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
I don't know. Okay, I guess we'll cut to the chase.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her. Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you. Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? If you've made it this far, you might as well reach the end
Okay,
of
but
your
this
journey.
is where I started, so how did I get here? Oh, it switched my options. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Oh, if only that were the case. But I don't make the rules.
So why
I
is
have
it
to say,
me?
I'm surprised at your reluctance thus far. But unfortunately for the both of us, you're the only one who can pull this off.
Why?
Like I said, I don't make the rules, no matter how much I wish I did. Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Then each and every one of us is doomed.
But maybe she's not evil, even though I know she probably is.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore
what I'm
him.
saying.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Huh? I thought that was my voice. Okay, I'm confused. Proceed to the cabin. The art style for this is so freaking cool. I do love a game with a cool art style.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are the blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do
I didn't
this
want
right.
to skip the dialogue, that's my bad. Take the
If you take the blade from the table, it'd be rather difficult to slay the princess.
So why
and
did I
save the
come
world
here without
it.
weapons? Brilliant. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below.
Okay, but why am I scared?
This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Okay, but if she's evil and I'm in her house, then she is in charge.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down
Oh,
the
she's
stairs
pretty.
and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
No, not at all. I haven't decided. Yeah.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Okay, you sound evil.
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
No, we shouldn't. We're gonna keep it. We can talk, but we're gonna keep it.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her.
No.
Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us. You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me?
No.
Because you should be.
If you say so.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it.
Yeah, why do I only have a knife?
So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
Okay. Oh, I don't know what I want to do. I didn't think I would be stymied this early. Okay. What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Are you sure she's not armed? I'm not entirely sure she's not armed. I'm sorry, can we just talk? I'm not dropping the blade. Drop the blade, slay the princess. Okay. I would like to explore.
You're so close. Don't give up. You've come this far. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife.
Not
Of
dropping the
course
knife.
we can talk.
Okay, it's not gonna give me... Okay, okay.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Oops.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone.
Oh, there's blood on my cursor. That's a cool little detail.
We can still turn this around.
No.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either.
Who am I? Like, what?
Excuse me?
Weird.
Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel those ruptured organs bouncing around in there?
Not
If the
bouncing.
princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
I'm
This
sorry.
was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder. Do you really think this is the end?
Time loop. Time for a time loop.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Great.
You're on a path in the woods,
Oh,
and at the end of that path
take
is a
2.
cabin.
Time loop.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Gotta love a time loop.
You're here to slay her.
Yep. She's going to kill me again. That's, yeah.
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
This voice sounds familiar. Like, not from this game, from a different
If he
thing.
doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Is she, though?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
No, I did listen to you.
We did our best with the information we were given, and we did kill her.
And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
Time loop.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Either way is technically a time loop.
Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters.
Ooh, so we've got multiple voices
couldn't
going on.
agree
More than like
The
2.
cabin and your
he gonna
destined
get more
confrontation
voices?
with the princess awaits.
It still will let me turn around and leave, and I'm kind of tempted to see what happens. Okay,
Just be
let's talk
quick
about the
about it.
princess. Okay, we killed each other last time around. How can I make sure it doesn't happen again? All she did last time was beat me to death. How can someone like that in the world, yeah? To quote you from last time, she's just a princess. Why was she strong enough to beat me to death with her bare hands? Who locked her in the... Yeah, who locked her in the basement?
And I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate
But who am I?
things.
Yeah,
This
why is this falling on
maddening.
me?
Why do
Who
you
am
keep
I?
asking questions?
So you're a different voice than the narrator.
There's nothing wrong with getting the full picture of what's going on here.
Damn right.
Sure there is. It's wasting time and energy that would be better spent fighting.
Well, I didn't win the last fight.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. It's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
Yep, what
I've
are
told
you
you
telling
everything
me?
you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. What else would we even need to know? We've got all the reason we need for a rematch.
No.
Exactly. The less you know about her, the better. Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world. She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that,
I don't,
despite it
though.
all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
Fine, that's
Great.
all.
Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Is it still gonna let me walk away? It does still let me walk away. Okay.
We can't just leave. We're supposed to... Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
I do not.
Do you even know where you're going?
Nope. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going.
Somehow I doubt that, but fine. I suppose you just quietly
Exploring.
continue down the path away from the cabin.
Yep.
That's strange. It looks like
All
this path
roads lead to the cabin.
leads to the cabin.
That's horrifying.
How
The illusion
convenient.
of choice.
Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Maybe this is a different cabin with a different princess. Okay, wait. I want to see what happens
Really
if I turn
keen on
around again.
wasting everyone's time,
Yep.
aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies.
And my
dies.
character already said I might be
Forever.
fine with the world ending.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Yup.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. Everything is getting...
Wild. She got out.
What's going on?
She got
Where
out.
are we?
I told you we shouldn't have come here. I told you. But did you listen?
Ooh. Yup. Ew, I don't like the hands. Ew. I should be reading this. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. I hate that. This is a nightmare. Wake up. Yeah, this is a nightmare. Oh. Denial.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
You'll know when you see it.
And
What
in
does
the
that
basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
mean? Yup. Okay, hitting tab. Interesting. Okay, what? So... hold on. Maybe I didn't mean to hit skip. Okay. The end of the world. What are we talking about? No more birds, no more trees.
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do.
Yep. Okay.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
I do not. Oh my gosh, I haven't even been looking at chat. Yes, this is my first playthrough. This is the pristine cut. I've actually avoided most spoilers. I've not seen playthrough of this game. This is my first time playing it. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Do you have any evidence to back that up? Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Okay, killing a princess seems kind of bad. Okay, we did that one. Yeah, do I get some kind of reward?
Yes,
We didn't do
you
that
have
one
to
last
slay
time.
her before you get it.
What's the reward? Yep.
It's a secret, but I think you'll like it. It's a special reward, just for you. And whatever you think it might be, I can promise you it's going to be even better than your wildest imagination.
That's sketchy. Okay, we did maybe I'm okay with ending the world. I still have to laugh at Sweet. I've always wanted to off a monarch. Turn around and
Seriously?
leave.
You're just going to...
Okay, so this is gonna be the same thing that we just did on the last round. Talk to her,
Yes,
maybe
we will.
Slayer.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin.
Damn right I do. Okay, proceed to the cabin.
The interior
Still
of the cabin is
creepy.
almost in the blade is your implement.
Yup.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
I still don't think I'm saving the world. Like, sure, she's evil, but I think there's something. Because I don't know who I
The door to
am.
the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Okay, I gotta do one of these. Hi, just checking
It's been so
in.
long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Maybe.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly...
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something? That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point?
Next one,
You
I
should
think I'm
drop
gonna have to
it.
come down without the knife.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming.
Sure.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious
That might have been a
clang.
mistake.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
She's gonna eat me.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess.
Why did you
face
get
to
closer?
face.
You could have talked from there.
You'll
Oh,
be
dude.
fine.
No. No, you won't.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
They did say it was a love story. Yeah, it's pretty awkward. A relationship. Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? Yeah. I'm here because you're supposed to end the world. There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you?
Don't just tell her that.
Why?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
That's not the right answer.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
Nope. I want to make friends.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
I do have a couple more questions, but I feel like if I don't get moving, she's gonna snap my head off. She might do that either way. I do have a few more questions.
Fine. What do you want to know?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness. Or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Bitch.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Oh, yeah. How would I get you out
You
of here?
can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then.
No.
I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Oh my god, she's gonna cut off her own arm.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think.
That's exactly what she's suggesting.
Right, she is. I'm sure of it.
Too long.
How long?
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how
Yeah,
hard you
yeah,
try,
narrator
you'll never
man.
get a straight answer out of her.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
She ain't wrong.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
That's freaky. I don't like that. Examine the chains.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light
Okay,
of
then
day.
why did you put her in a
They wouldn't
cabin?
have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Like, this does not seem well thought through. Yeah.
I'll be here.
I also
You
just
attempt
kind
to
of
make
want to
your way
look
out of
around
the
the...
basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Oh,
You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
ruh-roh, Raggy.
Is someone else here? Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Yeah, that
You're
tracks.
here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until
Wow.
the task is done. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
But why me?
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yup.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I'm curious.
Against your
Oh, that's
better
a
judgment,
bad
you
image.
place the blade against
Oh,
the
I don't.
princess's
That's
arm,
so.
just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut.
Okay.
into her
Oh, the
flesh.
flesh noises. The flesh noises.
The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of
Oh.
it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone. She pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Oh, bestie.
She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Nope, she's a monster.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
How is she so composed after losing an arm?
It wasn't the
Such
whole arm.
easily even bothered by it.
That was nasty looking though. I love the art for this game.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay.
No, we won't
Be
have
my
any
new
of
best
that. The stakes are
friend.
too high. You can't just let her escape into the world.
I absolutely can.
I just
That's my
can't
plan.
let her escape
And I'm
into the
sticking
world.
to it.
As the princess approaches
No!
the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
I don't want to kill her.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
No, you can't. I don't want to kill her.
Watch me.
No. No. Okay, wait. Warn her. Warn her.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward
so
to sink
sorry.
the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of
Good.
the way before you can
Good,
connect.
good, 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 good.
Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Am I a goblin? I don't want to slay the princess. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
I will not.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
Oh, she's gonna kill me.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Time loop. Time loop.
Then she slits your throat
Great.
with an almost clinical ease.
She had her reasons.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it?
Nope, we got one more round.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
It was.
I
I'm
hope
gonna
it
make
was
her my
worth it.
friend. Oh, that's a different title.
You're on a path. You're
Yup.
here to slay. A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This
Gaslight,
is the first
gatekeep,
time
girl
either of us
boss.
have been here.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time around.
Oh, new voice.
I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess.
Yes!
Just have to keep trying.
I like this voice.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
But I don't listen. Okay, this is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing has happened.
We
Yes,
could go
it
back and forth
has.
on this forever.
I'm
It
gonna
won't get you
befriend
any
her.
closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
I'm seeing the skeptic is awesome. How many voices in my brain can I get? I want them all. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did happen.
Those are
I've
two
done this before,
very
but it seems like the
different
natural
questions, but
progression
fine.
of the
I'll indulge you if that's what it
conversation.
takes to get you moving.
I ain't
Let's
moving,
say
bud.
for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died.
I did.
Which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us.
That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly
Liar.
all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good
I
reason.
did try to free her because she's
Did
my
you try
best
and free
friend.
her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
They didn't, because time loop.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where
Oh,
they
there's a
started.
route with more I'm
That sounds
taking the
pretty
route with more
consequence-free
voices.
to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself?
Time loop.
Or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
That's my guess.
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't
Okay,
be
but
here.
if she's inevitable,
Yet, here we
then
are.
there's no point in me trying to kill her.
You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Let's
Just think
talk
quick
about
about
the
it.
princess. Yes. The only reason she was able to kill me last time was because I let her, and all she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world? That's what I've been saying. Who locked her in the basement? Also,
She
good
just
question.
Can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true. And
I
that,
don't.
Despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given. You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for? Literally anything. Fine. Check your pockets.
More inventory. Hell yeah, let's go.
You put your hands in your pockets and pull
evidence.
out an envelope with the words "The Evidence" written across
So
the front.
helpful.
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth."
But did the narrator say it in red?
That doesn't prove anything. How do we
'Cause it
know
wasn't
you
said in
didn't
red.
just forge our handwriting?
Also, I'm beginning to think I'm either a goblin or a kobold.
I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to?
Right now we've got the voice of the hero, the narrator, the skeptic, and what was the other one? Stubborn. Stubborn was the last one. And you're on our side as long as you tell us what to
Exactly.
do.
Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Who locked her
People
in
locked
the...
her in
Yeah, we got
basement,
that.
And I told you what.
Okay, we've gone down that path. You're being caged.
told you
What are
everything
you
you
not
need to
telling
know.
me?
Going into more detail would just overcomplicate and otherwise... Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
I don't trust the voice of the narrator. Okay, we've gone down that one, so I'm not...
Now, if you don't mind,
okay.
the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Proceed to the cabin, because I'm gonna go free my bestie
A
again.
warning, before you go any further.
Oh?
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
On this one, I'm debating if I'm even
Did you
taking
just
the
say
knife.
wink out loud?
He did just say wink out loud.
No, I didn't.
Wink.
Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Proceed to the cabin. I don't know if I'm taking the knife on this one. But if I don't take the knife, I don't know how I'm getting her out.
The interior of the
Ooh,
cabin
it's
is
different.
less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall, because that was the thing. It popped up in a Steam achievement that popped up over my screen. Yep, this cabin is different.
He definitely did not. Does the mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should.
True.
There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Liar.
There's definitely a mirror.
Yup.
There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. It
It's
isn't
not.
much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Do I get to
Reach forward
what
and
the
rub your
heck?
hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
It was.
Now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back. Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
Now I think we're doing some universe hoppy. Still technically a time loop, but a different time loop.
Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
That's what you think.
So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details. You take the blade from the table. Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
At least on this one. Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs.
Oh, what did I do? No. I'll go ahead and save. I hit the wrong thing.
Does she
Okay.
remember us?
It's a good question, does she?
You walk down the stairs and
Ooh.
lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here.
True.
Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table.
You shut up, narrator man.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Maybe that's for me.
That was there last time too, wasn't it?
Yep, there were a couple empty ones.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm going to sit with her. I'm not leaving her in the
You
basement.
step towards the princess, but she stops
got a
you before
different
you
crown.
get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There is fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
At least she's the voice of frickin' reason.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Damn right.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
To get you out of here. I think I'm just going to leave you here, actually. You're not that much of a threat to anyone locked up like that. Bye! I'm not slaying the princess. Okay. What intentions do you have? I've been here before.
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
Okay, so I'm not going nuts.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion.
Nah.
The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Cryptic narrator man is cryptic.
Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky. So don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be
I'm
daydreaming.
not daydreaming, I'm having a very important conversation with myself. Okay. After I died, what happened?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. She's probably even more in the dark than we are.
Dark. Get it? Because it's a basement.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
Like a second knife.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
I don't know. But you could always try it on.
That's kind of what I figured where that was heading.
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you.
I'm not locking myself
mandatory
in
if
chains.
you're
We haven't
going
gotten
to
that
save the
crazy yet.
world.
Oh my god, I can inspect the shackle. Wait, I want to do it.
I wouldn't
That's
do
funny.
that
That's
if I
really
were
funny.
Why is that?
Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle, and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is?
But she needs a friend.
And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into
Probably.
it?
That's exactly what's gonna happen. That's precisely
I don't
what's
know.
going to happen.
Maybe it will.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
But what if he's telling the truth?
He isn't.
I am.
Inspect the shackle.
Against your better judgment, you approach the
is a
chain
great idea.
dangling from the far wall.
Nothing could go
The
wrong.
princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say.
It's gonna lock. It's gonna lock on me.
What is that supposed to mean? sounds bad.
It's very bad
Is
because
it
I'm gonna
bad?
get trapped in the frickin' basement. I chose this.
Yes.
I accept my
It's
fate.
bad.
But it's not even anywhere near my
Come out and
wrist.
say it then. You're just wasting time.
I'm just holding it. I don't have to put my arm in it.
As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism.
Yeah.
Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your
Okay,
hands
that's
and
kinda
sent
funny.
skittering across the floor of the basement. Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here?
I don't think that's how magnets work. Become your own jailer.
Yes.
I love it.
Huh? So it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
What are we supposed to do now?
Hang out and become best friends.
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
That's horrible.
It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information.
Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch.
No, touch more things.
No, but there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Yes, Skeptic is on the right track. So we're both stuck here. What should we do? Did you know that this is going to happen? So we're both stuck here.
Yep. Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Not one for small. Okay. Did you know this was gonna happen?
No.
That's a good question. No. Not one for small talk.
Nope.
You're delightful. I love you.
That's rude.
Wait
You
in
and the
silence.
princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for
Oh, we
anything.
really did get quality time together.
This is so boring.
There must be something we can do to get out of here.
Nope.
There must be something we're missing.
We live here now.
But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just
She's just
sitting.
vibing.
Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it.
How exactly does that work?
It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again. And let me guess, the cabin remains the same.
If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist.
True, this thing's gotta
That's
start
just how things
crumbling
work.
soon. Not soon, but if time's passing.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first. A bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. Then they...
I don't like small talk. Remember?
Oh, I do. But if the basement is rotting, we can leave.
Still rude.
Nah, she knows how she likes to spend her time.
You
Don't
continue
judge.
to wait in
Hell
silence,
yeah.
and the cabin
It's
continues
collapsing.
to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, and watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls.
That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happens to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
Love you, Skeptic. Don't question it.
She hasn't starved.
I guess she hasn't.
Even more silent
Oh,
time
this may not
passes
be
as you
good.
watch
We may
roots
end up
push
buried
themselves
alive.
through the increasingly porous
that's
walls
not
of the
ideal.
basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, until suddenly there are no walls. Then... And?
I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Correct.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Oh. Ooh, not the hands again.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? There's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Excellent question. I do not know the answer. I don't know where she went. I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her. The narrator is gone. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror. Yeah?
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. If there's even a her to find anymore.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. It is. Does that mean the world ended?
I don't know.
It must have. Do any of us know what the world ending is supposed to look like?
I'm begging you, don't do this.
I don't have another choice.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final.
Maybe it is. It's you. Oh, proceed to the cab. Is that arms? It's arms. I don't like arms.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
You're the thing I met in the space outside of the woods. I thought that was a dream. What are you? A gift of a fragile vessel. Is this the end of the world? Let her out of there. Do you know the narrator? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me here? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Are you the princess? What happens now? Attack the entity, destroy your body. Oof.
How can the world have ended if we are talking? Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
frighten me.
sorry
You're
if I
just
frightened
hands.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me.
Oh.
I promise that it doesn't hurt. You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us. I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know.
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We oceans, reduced to shallow creeks. I know only that they are. Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is determined, but also cautious. One that would rather let the world move around her than move it herself. She will make for a patient heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be. I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
So maybe this isn't a bad thing.
She is part of me, and part of me is her. You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends? Nothing, as we are, but I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom. More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home. Everything, until we meet again. I have not lived. I am not afraid to die. Then we will be here forever, as we are now, unfinished, dry, hollow. You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Oh, I'm not going back. Wait. Okay, make me forget. I don't want to forget.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage? You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
Wait, hold on. Why did my... What the heck? Did it crash my game? Oh, it's doing something. What did it do? What the heck? Okay, it's just spinning. Did it crash my game? It did, in fact, crash my game. Okay. I guess we're gonna start that back up again. It's relaunching. Oh, that's great. I love that. That's fun. Oh, okay. Or honestly, maybe... I'm trying to think. Because I don't know if it's going to come back up because it's loading. It doesn't, like, completely crash itself, does it? Oh, my. And this also might be a problem because this may be my Steam just... Oh my god.
Though you were gone mere
Hi.
moments, I never left your side.
That's ominous. Okay. Hi, again. Okay, make me forget, I guess. That's a cool mechanic, but that freaked me out because I thought my computer was taking
She
a crap.
asks that I tell you to remember her.
I will remember her.
You won't.
Oh, that's terrifying. That scared me. Okay. I know that this is a horror game.
You're on a path in the
Yes,
you're
I
here
am.
to slay.
Yes, I am. The end of the world. Okay, so we're like back at the beginning. I don't have any idea what's going on. Okay.
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress?
Maybe I just don't want to slay
if anything,
anyone.
Slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to
They
society.
do. Okay, so we're going off of the idea that maybe it's just that we've lost all of our memory. Okay, thanks for telling me what to
It's all
do.
part of the job.
I don't know where this is
You make your
going.
way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
We're not going to go
Will
through
I?
with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ignore him. He doesn't
Maybe
know what
this
he's
is the
talking
time I
about.
don't take the knife. I think I'm not taking the knife on this one. No knife. No knife. Just going down, seeing what's gonna happen. Because
The interior
we're back
of the
to the
cabin
wood
is almost
cabin.
entirely
Okay.
bare. The air is
Weird.
stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The
Yup.
blade is your implement.
No blade. Enter basement. No knife, run.
The door to the basement creaks open, her
Yup.
voice softly.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing.
She's scared. This is
It's the kind of
different
voice
from
you
the
only
last
have to hear
one.
once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the
I'm
manipulation.
bummed. My voice
You're
has
playing
left
a
me.
dangerous game by coming.
It's not a lie. I'm here to save her.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon.
Nope,
but
no
you
weapon.
may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot right.
I will not. I've never focused in my life.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I can and I will.
You're only making this more difficult.
No.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is a different voice actor, question mark?
You're making a huge mistake.
I'm not. Screw you.
No, you're doing the right thing.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Nope.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. whoever locked the princess away down here.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
We're
She
not
offers the
doing that
suggestion
again.
with almost complete nonchalance.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out
I
if it
mean,
meant
valid,
we
but
could
I
finally
didn't
be
bring
free.
the knife.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the...
Is someone else here?
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess.
Bite me.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed.
Easier for whom?
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yup.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before
that's
raising
worse
her arm
than
to
the
her mouth,
knife.
her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
They throw the dagger down?
It's the blade
Yeah.
from upstairs.
Yeah, they did.
You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Or we could use it to free her.
Yup.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Bite me, narrator man. Save the princess.
Fine. Against
Oh,
your better
not again.
judgment, you place the blade against the ragged,
Oh, the blood is
self-inflicted
on her
wound
mouth
the
now.
princess's
Oh my
arm,
God.
just above the unyielding chain binding her to
I
this
keep
place.
playing horror games
You
with
cut
kind of
into
gross
her
imagery,
flesh.
and I know going into them that this
The
happens,
blade
and
is
I
sharp,
still
and it takes
play
little
them.
effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground,
Ugh.
and there...
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Nope.
No.
She's gonna
She
eviscerate
didn't.
me again, and I'll thank her.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours.
That's creepier.
Blood from her wounded
Honestly,
arm dripping
creepier than the
rhythmically to
sociopath
ground.
princess.
How is she still smiling after everything?
Good question.
It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No. We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just
Not
let her
this
escape into the
again.
world. No, as the princess approaches the
Dude,
bottom
you
stair,
gotta
your
quit
body
doing
steps
this.
forward and raises the blade.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Agreed. Totally not fair.
Watch me.
Rude.
What are you doing?
No. Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it?
Yup.
You know you don't have to do this, right?
I'm trying.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
Dude,
The
don't
princess
play
dodges,
fair.
stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a
Oh,
chance to
I'm so
connect.
sorry.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move the blade.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance,
Yup.
the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes
Yeah,
the
she's gonna
blade
kill
from
me
your
again.
infuriatingly rigid
Yep.
hand.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Oh no. Oh no.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic
It
gesture.
is.
The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
That's what you think.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
Yikes, my dude.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
No, she doesn't. That's why she tried to chew her own arm
Apparently
off.
not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed
That's gonna
out.
be my new motto for D&D. Stab wound is still a stab wound.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this.
Yep,
right?
it can. It has, like, 5 times
Oh,
before.
that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oops. The damsel. Haven't gotten this one yet.
You're on a path. You're
Yep.
here to slay her.
Okay,
Oh,
no.
Don't you start grandstanding about morals.
I absolutely
the fate
will.
of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last
New
time,
voice.
did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it. Our beloved?
We fell in love with the princess. Oops.
Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess.
Absolutely trying to save the princess.
All of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love.
I
and the
really
four
don't
of us
think
will be
that's true,
foiling
but I'm
any
here
and
for it.
all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
The 4 of us?
We'll see about that. Whatever you
Oh.
do, just be sure to ignore him
Hero,
specifically.
me, smitten,
Sounds
princess.
like he's the sort
Got
who'd
it,
sacrifice
okay.
the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Okay, we've done...
Those are two
Let's see what
very
happens with the new
different
voice.
questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Nah, can't be true.
You were the one who did us in, villain.
That does sound true.
Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ.
Why does this sound like Matt Berry from What We Do in the Shadows? You really are the most devious villain in New York City. That's not the
I'm
line.
not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations.
Bold of you to say that. I have no common sense.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
They don't.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds... Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply If it's the latter, do you think the people there lived happily? She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some
Again, I
convoluted,
think this dude is also going down the wrong
dastardly
path,
scheme.
but I'm here for it because it's entertaining.
Convoluted. I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
No. And with them, I'm going to find a way to save her from the cabin. Let's talk about this princess.
Just
Yeah.
be quick about it.
The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her. She could barely hold a knife. How is it she's supposed to end the world? Who locked her in the basement?
She just can.
Believe me, I wish I could tell you.
Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world.
Sure, it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I
I
know.
don't want to
it's
leave
just
her
the way
down
it
there.
is.
That also sucks. Who
People
locked her
locked
in
her
the
in that
basement?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because... Oh, of course you're special.
Calling us special isn't going to make us friends, even if it did feel nice.
Oh, believe me, the last thing I want is for you and I to be friends. But I'm a professional, and I'm not going to let my dislike for you get in the way of helping you save the world. I've told you everything you need to know. Not to sound like a broken record, but the
That is all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from...
Are they?
That's
I'm
right.
finding
You
a way
can't
to
stop
save
all
her.
of us. We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does.
Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with?
I'm pretty sure we're all the same person.
You're not at the cabin yet.
I don't
Still
know.
Plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call.
I will not.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie. She will...
So
We
you said
already
last
told
time.
you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
Yeah.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own...
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
Nah.
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Proceed.
The interior
Ooh,
of the
different
cabin
again.
is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade
Oh,
perched on
mirror
its
time
edge.
again.
The blade is your implement. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago.
And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
I don't think that's as big of an impediment as you think it is. It is
Very
different.
different.
Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted.
No blade. Part 2.
The door to the basement creaks, but it's still a stone basement.
If the princess lives here, slang.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells all...
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
Correct.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes
Oh,
with
her
the
dress
princess.
is different.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
You know what? Go off.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing. And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. That's right, villain. And you killed us.
Yup.
Well, she killed us.
Because you tried to attack
Because
her.
he made us try and kill her.
Yup.
It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
That's not true. She only had one hand and it was very, very stained.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her? If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
This also sounds like a different voice actor.
She took that in stride, to a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent,
A
actually.
little unsettling.
That's because she's perfect.
No.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
Falsehood.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off
I
again.
don't want to cut your arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are?
Don't
We'll be
think
a-
that's
what?
how that works.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time?
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
I don't even have the option to slay her this time. That's great. Okay. You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why did you do that? What happened after? Well, we know why she did it. I have to ask, did you end the world after you killed
I
me?
don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
No, you're creepy.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful
Okay, I was on board. He's starting to get on my nerves.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
I don't want the world to end. I have no feelings one way or another about the world ending. Honestly, the world sucks. People are the plague. I hope you brought it slow and painful. Oh my god. Okay, no, I don't want the world
Then
to
it
end.
didn't end the world.
That's a lie.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is in.
Not so sure.
You died, and now we're talking. I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
Did we?
We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone.
She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess,
You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
I would if you had a weapon.
But we
Not
don't.
on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
That's extreme.
You wouldn't.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that.
This is gonna be worst one.
Believer.
This is gonna be the worst one.
And you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers
She's
you in a
gonna,
joyful
no, she's gonna
embrace.
crush us to death.
Only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist, and
No.
your pristine blade would be buried in her back, and everyone out there would... Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
We don't. This is bad. This
What do we
is
do
not
now?
good. We hopefully try to leave, but I don't think it's gonna
Let me guess. End
end the world.
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
Oh.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection.
That she wants to end the world.
And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
End the world. Yeah.
That sounds perfect.
The princess takes your hand, the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as
Hell
they
yeah, they
intertwine
are.
with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually. Look,
No.
I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
She's gonna lock me in the basement.
And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
I think we can open it together.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding? I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your
I
way
still
upstairs.
think she's gonna kill me.
And the blade, that's right. There's still a chance for you to do the right thing.
No.
Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late. You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and
Yep,
make me
That's
suffer.
exactly what I'm doing.
I hate you. You know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone.
That's not how this works.
But why?
Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
Duh. All we need to be happy is each other. What if we just stayed here and built a life together? Stop it with these interruptions. I've already made up my mind. We're leaving. Yeah.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin. And then you step outside.
And the world is gonna end.
Our happy ending at last.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
We did it! What should we do now?
Where did everything go?
Back to the arms.
Where did he go?
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
Pull it together, Matt Berry.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
I'm sorry.
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Yep, there go the arms. But you don't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared, but this is the end for you, not for me. It's going to be okay, just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared. I mean, it's true.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt.
Nope, we're doing it. It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice. It's the end for you, but not for me. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Do it then. End us all before I die of a broken heart.
You're gonna be fine. Approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. Me again. You've grown. That's not at all terrifying. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. Arms again.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed? What does it feel like to change like this? When this is all done, do you know what you want to do? You know that at the end of this, once you've finished, I'm going to kill you, right? When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? You have been kinder to me than anyone I've ever met, thank you. You have been kinder to me than anyone I've ever met, why? What do you want me to bring you next time? Do you have any thoughts on this vessel? I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, I fear things will be worse. What do you feel about me, these vessels I've been bringing you? I've hurt them. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me. Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread. Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets. I'm sorry. Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions. The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between. With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am. What I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you. The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence. If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Not again.
You're on a path.
Yep.
You're here to...
Yep.
Seriously? You're just going to
Yep.
turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Absolutely.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. That's great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly.
Okay.
A warning.
On this one,
Before you go
not
any
sure what I'm feeling.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Fortunately, she's only a princess, whereas you we can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
You know what? On this one, I think we're just going straight through and seeing what happens and just taking her out.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade is... You take the blade from the table.
Enter the basement.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh, it's the first one
She
again.
sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you. Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk
It's
down
the first one
stairs
again.
and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the... She's so... Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you...
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me?
I don't.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, so you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate... You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
Oh no, I feel bad. I mean, I already felt bad with this plan,
You
but
feel flesh
yeah, I
easily
don't like
give way
this.
and look down to see your blade already
I hadn't
sinking
done
deep
this
into
one
her
yet,
heart.
and I didn't want to do it, but I have to, because it's one that I haven't done yet.
This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die.
Well, I mean, she hasn't proven that she can.
Yes. Even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over? It's over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
Oh, that's gonna go well.
I really don't think you should do that.
I also don't think you should
And
do
why
that.
shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that. Yes, exactly. It's over. With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Because you did. It's okay. Time will reset
You
and
did
she'll
kill
be fine.
someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience. But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
Leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
I will not be.
What's done is done. And there's no going back now. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
I don't.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
No.
I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead? Anything to get out of this hell? You're right, I didn't like that idea. I'm just going to stick around and do something, at least for a little while longer.
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work.
Will it?
That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
You'd better be right about this. I'll be pretty upset if we die. I'm not risking death over your weird hunch. Anything to get out of this hell.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs.
She's gonna be down there.
The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
The Spectre. Ooh.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cat. You're here to...
Oh, I like that.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time.
Falsehood.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine. It
New
wasn't
voice.
very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again.
Oh, that's disturbing.
Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
So is that what we're doing? Is that we're just gonna kill her twice?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or if you're back here, I'm assuming you don't.
Oh, we listened to you plenty. We slew the princess just like you asked us to, and then you locked us away in an empty void for eternity. So we slew ourselves too.
Well, if you killed yourself, then you weren't listening to me. Because I would never want you to do that. Believe it or not, I care about you.
You do not.
And I believe your other question was something along the lines of,
Oh, what's the point of doing anything?
if you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world? Had you failed to slay the princess?
It doesn't matter, because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt, it'll be just as easy to do it again. But after that nasty trick you pulled on us, maybe she's not the only one around here in need of slaying.
Just stay focused, will you?
Sure.
A warning. She will lie, she will cheat,
She won't be a problem.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft
Well, it's
odour of
completely
dirt
different.
permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement.
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
It feels like no one's been here for a long, like I've been saying. She's dead. You killed her already.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous second look, so focus up. You walk up to the wall next to the basement.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall.
Boy, the mirror.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you
Same
know
thing
how
happens
ridiculous
every
you
time, and I'm gonna do it every time.
There was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly, it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
You take the blood. The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent.
Nobody's here. Naturally.
As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure.
I guess we'll just have to go down and see.
As you descend the final
She is
step,
dead.
the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought,
Ghosty.
the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Ghost!
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I had some issues with how our last meeting went.
Valid. It did not go in your favor, necessarily.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin.
So she has a body, and she's right there.
That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
Don't know if that's how ghosts work. I mean, depends on what kind of ghost you're talking about. Like, if it's supernatural, you can salt and burn it, and that would be better. But I don't think re-stabbing the body is gonna do much.
Without a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air.
Duh.
No matter how many times you stab at her, no matter how many angles
Yeah,
you
kind of
strike
thought that
from,
was gonna happen.
all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
You're adorable when you're confused. Those didn't say you could touch me.
Terrifying.
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
Slay the princess harder. I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, I died too. I'm not
You don't
floating.
look dead, Keller.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go, pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are.
Me too.
I've tried to live on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here. I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you own me.
Creepy.
Absolutely not.
Is she asking if she can possess us?
That's exactly what she's asking.
She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
That's a good point.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
I'm content. This would be temporary, right? If I let you in, do I still get to be in control? Before I agree to anything, we need to talk about what happens after you leave this place. Sounds great, let's do it. I need to think on this. Okay.
Sure, why not?
That doesn't sound very reassuring. It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body. That is a very dangerous train of thought.
Then I won't hit your rod. I'm sure you'd like to know. It's a shame I won't tell you. But it'll be easier for both of us if you just let me in. And doesn't it sound nice?
It doesn't, but I'm
Maybe
considering
for
it.
her, but it's crowded enough in here as is.
You won't have to feel guilty anymore. If you even do feel guilt. If I'm able to. But for all we know, that's not how it works. Maybe I'll wind up stuck with you for a long time.
Do you hear the way she said that? She knows more than she's letting on. Don't let her fool you into doing something you'll regret.
And what? You just believed that? You killed me without giving it any thought? That's cold.
That's the voice's name. It's a reference.
That's rich coming from her. Every time she touches us, it's like we freeze over. She's right, though, but that's neither here nor there. What's done is done. What we do from this point forward is all that matters. Let's try not to let emotion get the better of it.
Obviously, it was wrong of me to believe that. How could you have ended the world if all it took to kill you was a knife to the heart? What are you going to do if I help you get out of here? Well, were you going to end the world? You didn't answer my question. Do you want to end the world? I'm not cold. I'm just dumb. I'm just a big, dumb, stupid idiot. Stupid, stupid, stupid. What was I thinking? Just believing what I was told.
So there really was a last time, and you really did manage to slay her. I would have liked to think I was the first, but there's no point living in denial. The first, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is this. Don't underestimate your own capabilities. If you truly managed to slay her last time, that doesn't mean she wasn't a threat. It means you did something heroic. Threats come in all shapes and sizes. A misspoken word could bring about the end of everything just as much as a blade or even the mere existence of an idea.
You were chosen for this job for a reason.
That's right, Killer. I'm not a threat to anyone. And even if I was, I'm hardly a threat anymore, wouldn't you say? The only thing I've ever wanted was to leave this place. It's still the only thing I want.
It does. We're not asking you. We've heard your whole speech already.
I really don't know. I'm not lying to you.
Okay, I'm kind of curious what happens when she meets, if she meets the
The
narrator.
word doesn't matter. All I remember is that I'm supposed to be there, not here. I'm just supposed to be a part of it. It's home, I think. But what does it mean for anything to end? I ended, but I also didn't. And you ended too. But here you are. And you don't even look any different. I'm not so sure endings are real.
They're not, we're in a time loop.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just fade away. Finally able to rest once I'm free from my unfinished business. Maybe I'll find someone to haunt. Maybe I'll haunt you. It's a tough question, asking someone what she's going to do with her life.
The princess leans in close and pauses, the frigid air between you stale and unmoving.
Especially when someone is dead.
She pulls back with a playful giggle.
I don't think most living people could answer that, either. Does anyone actually know who they are or what they want? I don't know. I just wanted to leave. I still just want to leave.
Oh, it's not even gonna give me a choice. Oh, okay, wait. Alright. Do you know why you came back? I mean, that's a good question.
You poor thing. That must have been so frightening for you.
You know, after everything we've been through, it's nice to see someone finally sympathising with us. This whole thing's been an ordeal, hasn't it?
Truly.
She doesn't mean it.
It serves you right.
Bitch.
I was pretty scared too, when you stood there not saying a word with a knife clenched in your fist. But now you know how bad it hurts to get stabbed in the chest. It sounds like you got exactly what you were owed.
Okay, team, I'm out of ideas. Thoughts?
We could always try violence. It's worked for us so far.
It is not. I tried to stab the ghost and it didn't work.
She's a ghost.
Yup.
Who says ghosts are immune to violence? Common sense? There's nothing common or sensible about common sense. Action and observation are the only things that matter. Fine. Then let me observe that the acts of killing her and killing ourselves haven't got us much of anywhere. We're still back in this cabin, we're still dealing with her, only now she has a good reason to hate us. I suppose you have a point. Do you have any ideas then? I don't know. Maybe we do what she wants. Maybe we let her possess us and walk out of here. We could. It would be something different. I like different.
I'm kind of inclined
Absolutely
to go
not.
with that
If
one.
you walk her out of here, she's going to end the world. Is that really so bad? Yes. It is by its very definition bad.
You say so, Buckaroo.
But those are the only options, aren't they? Violence
or doing what she wants. Or just leaving her down here. Though ignoring a problem is rarely a solution, is it?
So true, bestie. Okay, I think we're going the possession route.
The princess swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
Thanks for the body, killer.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
I love frustrating the narrator.
See you soon.
Ooh, that's gonna
She
haunt my
rushes forward
nightmares.
and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out
She
from your
didn't just
heart,
possess me, she
all the
kicked
way
me out of
down
my
your
own
limbs.
body.
Your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul.
I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
Yeah, in the next one.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes.
Get up. You've still got a job to do.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every
That's
move?
what I was hoping for.
So, it doesn't work like that for you?
Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor? Are they also supposed to be you?
Oh.
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass. I'm...
Yeah? Go on. Finish the thought. What are you?
I'm... a voice? I'm me is what I am.
Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
Do you have to deal with this annoying bickering all the time?
Yep.
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too.
I'm clearly the same thing you are.
Hopefully they'll all go away once we leave this place. I don't know how you can tolerate all of this noise.
No, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about him.
You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there, like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
Just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Obviously she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
Oh, shut up. Stop trying to manipulate everyone. Or don't, actually. It doesn't really matter. Because you won't be around to do this for much longer.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Oh, it's not gonna let. Okay.
Then don't think. Just move.
One way or another, this is all going to end. Wouldn't it be nice if he ends with it?
I guess we'll just have to see what happens when we leave. But if I'm stuck in here, I'll be making some renovations. It's too crowded.
Agreed. I ain't slaying the princess.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do.
Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective.
Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn? Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
It's because he can't stop me. Why do you think he sent you here?
I hate to admit it, but she's not wrong. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate. And whine. This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
Trudge for I don't have a
You
choice.
continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
Finally! Finally!
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle. But you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will.
Come on, dude.
Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Open the door.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. You collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see...
You gone again.
Yes?
Hair. It looks like hair. I know it's supposed to be void, nothingness, eternity. It looks like hair.
Nothing. He's gone. And so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming,
He
I
did.
suppose. But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world? We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Alright. Let's see if I'm stuck with you forever.
Guess not. Oswald, it ends well, right? You lived up to your end of the bargain, so I'll live up to mine. Thanks.
Don't mention
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
Yup. Mirror. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go?
Nope.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now? This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Ignore him. You have to look.
He knows. Voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. You find yourself in a long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. Arms!
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Sneezing. Okay. You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist. That in itself, I think, is a contradiction. How can you stand to be a contradiction? It doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse? What do you think of this vessel? You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? Do you know what happens when the worlds we leave behind? Ooh, that's a good one.
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done. And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it. It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you. I have no opinion one way or another on the matter. I just want it all to stop. Yes, you're torturing me and I hate it, and I think I hate you.
It will, in time. But you still have a ways to go before we are done. Know that I hold no malice for you. I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you. Desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I have always yearned for, our awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
Knowing me, knowing you. There's no... Sorry, spontaneous ABBA.
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me. As easily as you can stand to be you, you are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit, even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul. I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Not again.
You're
And
on
on
a
that
path
note,
in the
we're gonna save here. History. Oh, that's like the whole thing. Okay, cool. Cool. What are you? Okay, that's that. So I already saved. And I can go all through here. Oh, these are all the autosaves. Okay. Okay, so next time we play this, I am save number 2. Hopefully my common sense will help me remember that I am save number 2. So yeah, that is it for Save the Princess tonight. I'm definitely coming back again. That was super fascinating, and if my computer would unfreeze, I would go turn on the little ending animation that I have. It's not an animation, it's just a screen. There's the end screen. Game over. We are quitting for the night. I don't know how many permutations of endings that game has, but that is fascinating. As I said before, I'm obsessed with the art style the more that we go through it. I know I kind of have a very visceral reaction to some of the gorier jump scare bits, but that's what it's like to watch a horror movie with me, if anybody's ever wondered what that experience is like. Yeah, I'm obsessed with the art style and the mystery. I still want to understand what we're playing as, what the voices are, who the arms are from. Some of the pieces I think are starting to fall together, but generally I am still thoroughly fascinated, and I'm excited to play this for several more hours, but I think that if I don't stop it there, I'm gonna keep playing for several more hours, and this is just going to devolve into even further nonsense than is expected from me. So yeah, tune in next time when we play that. Oh, YouTube is not responding. Why is YouTube not responding? Don't crash on me now. We're ending the stream. I gotta plug stuff. Go watch this week's podcast episode. We talked about Wicked and building the Wicked Witch of the West in D&D. On Sunday, the guys are playing another installment of Umineko. They do that every Sunday and Thursday. It's either Thursday or Tuesday, and I think it's Thursday. So go check that out. Bertuzit also plays the Card Shop Simulator weekly, but I don't remember what day he does that. So yeah,